Hello and welcome to this Ash Wednesday. I hope this is finding you well, and as we begin our journey in Lent, we begin it in a very different way. But how Lent concluded last year is how we begin this year's. But first of all, a reading from Matthew's Gospel. Matthew chapter 6. Beware of practicing your piety before others in order to be seen by them, for then you have no reward from your Father in heaven. So whenever you give alms, do not sound a trumpet, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so that they may be praised by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your alms may be done in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And whenever you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, so that they may be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward. But whenever you pray, go into your room and shut the door, and pray to your Father, who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. This is the word of the Lord. I don't know what life's been like for you this week already, but for me it's been a massive load of contrasts. We started the week with a whole load of snow and minus conditions, and today it's raining, but we're in double fingers and the weather is very, very mild. Yesterday we had a house full of joy as there were pancakes being flipped everywhere, experimenting with toppings, quizzes and all sorts of fun activities going on as we had Zoom pancake parties going on. Lots and lots of fun. And then this morning, today, this evening, and this afternoon, wherever you're watching this, our attention turns a little bit more seriously, really, as we begin this journey into Lent. We think in this time of Jesus sacrificing himself, the time when Jesus went to the wilderness for 40 days, all on his own. We'll hear more about that on Sunday. But Lent is a solemn time, isn't it? It's a time of sacrifice, often a time to give things up. I have to confess I wasn't going to give anything up, but in solidarity with a friend, I'm going to give up chocolate as we try and raise the issue of child slavery in the cocoa industry. But the aim really isn't just to suffer, to go without, missing things that we would normally enjoy, whether it's chocolate or meat or alcohol or Netflix or even Facebook or video games. That's a good thing to do, but actually the whole point is to draw closer to God in the times that we would be doing those things. I know so many nominal Christians and people who wouldn't even say they're Christians who do use Lent as a time of giving something up as a really good discipline, and that is brilliant. But for us as Christians, it's an opportunity to come closer to God. But I have to say, I find myself in a different place this year. There's nothing at all inside me that can categorically say to you all, you must give something up this Lent. You must utilise this 40 days, 46 if you count Sundays, in a sacrificial manner. My goodness, hasn't the last 11 months been enough of a sacrifice for us all? Haven't we sacrificed seeing our friends and family, not being able to do our hobbies, not being able to go out when we choose and where we choose? Holidays have been cancelled, big celebrations postponed, not just once but many times over, jobs furloughed or even lost, bodies suffered in pain, or even loved ones taken by this dreadful pandemic. I don't know if you feel the same as me. I only ever really speak for myself, but for me the last year has been like my own wilderness journey, my own journey into the desert. It's been a struggle, and I think the adrenaline that was there at the start of the first lockdown, the excitement of something different, something unknown, a change in routine, being home more often, soon wore off, and as the weeks turned to months, each day became a struggle. But do you know that one thing remained the same, and that was God? Within the tears and the disappointment, the pain and the suffering, God has been there every step of the way. One of the most symbolic things about Ash Wednesday is in the title. It's the ash. We often will go to church or cathedrals and be signed with the sign of the cross in black ash, a symbol to show that I am a follower of Christ and that today is a significant day for me. And I do always find that really powerful. But what does our gospel say to us today? It tells us how we should respond in our life, by doing things quietly and discreetly, not in a showy-offy type of way. I find this really hard, as we're in an age where everything has to be evidenced to be proved that we're doing the right thing, or we're actually doing something. Even in my line of work, tweets have to be sent, Facebook posts have to be updated, even Instagram when I can actually get hang of it. Proof, proof, proof. Proof that God's at work? Really? It's a tough one, isn't it? But I truly believe that although being signed with the sign of the cross in ash is powerful, by not being signed this year, it's even more powerful. Because every single day, in the way that we act, in the way that we speak, in the way that we live our lives, that should be a symbol of Jesus. A symbol that we are followers of Christ. People shouldn't need to see a black mark on our forehead to know that our lives radiate Jesus' love. Now that's a challenge for us. We're all fallible and make mistakes, but do our lives every day radiate Jesus? Lent is a time to seek God more clearly, to be penitent, but also to radiate that love. How can we do that? Well, first, we can do that by loving ourselves. That's really, really hard. But trying to be kind to ourselves this Lent, trying to take some self-care. By looking after ourselves, we can then look after each other, and that in itself will draw us closer to God. We may want to look after ourselves by giving up some of those things we know we spend too much time doing. Or we may just want to spend time appreciating the beauty around us in creation, or our family and our friends, or just being gentle with ourselves. For how can we love God and our neighbours if we don't first love ourselves? So as we begin this journey of Lent, be kind and gentle to yourselves. Take this time to do what you need to do for yourself to enable yourself to be drawn closer to God. Take care and God bless. Bye bye.